Hey guys, Happy New Year! And with every new year, there comes New Year's resolutions. And on this episode, we have something really challenging. We're gonna be embroidering on this, a golf bag. So if you've made that resolution of learning golf or going out there and doing exercise, you're not gonna wanna miss this episode. You know, here we go again. When Miguel asked me, hey Carl, can you embroider this golf bag? I was thinking internally, man, that's gonna be tough. Now, you know, Ricoma is about embroidery, but what we bring to the table is we're gonna show people how to embroider everything they want when it comes to golf. Upon first glance, this bag is really nice, it's well built, and I can already see certain areas that I can embroider. And I'm looking at this pocket here, it's kind of shallow, not too small, and I noticed that there is an inner lining for the pocket. But on further inspection, I can move this lining out of the way, and once it's out of the way, I can actually embroider this. So as long as I keep this out of the hoop, I'm fine. If I put it here and I embroider, then I lock the pocket in place. So I want this bag to remain functional, so this is great. I'll be able to embroider this whole side. On the front here, I will be able to embroider this with, I think the 5x5 mighty hoop. I can get in there, stretch this out and put it here. I think on this one, I'm gonna be using the 8x13 mighty hoop. That should fit there very well. And right here on this side, if I do the 5x5, I might be able to shift it over like this and embroider half the design here and shift it over there and put half the design. You know, embroidering this bag is gonna be challenging, but I'm super excited to do it. So if you guys wanna go on this adventure with me, come on, let's go take a look. For the digitizing portion, I traced over a screenshot of a PDF in order to get my images. For the golf clubs, it was just a matter of creating one of the sides and mirroring them and rotating it for the other side. The golf ball had a continuous stitch. Once I had all three of the elements digitized, it was just a matter of combining, separating, or moving them around to make it work or fit my area. And as far as the image goes, all I needed to do was scale it to make it a little bit bigger, a little bit smaller. Chroma took care of all the stitch count and took more or less depending on how big it was. For the last image, I just took two parts of the elements, separated them 2 inches apart, and that was that. The files have been digitized and I sent them over to the panel on Wi-Fi. Now for this particular bag, I'm gonna be using the 5x10 mighty hoop and the 5x5 mighty hoop. Anytime you're dealing with bags, the magnetic hoops are the ideal way to go because of the thickness of the bag. So traditional hoops are gonna be really hard to kind of seal them and get the material hooped because of the all the zippers and everything else. So the magnetic hoop is the best way to go. For this side, I'm gonna put Ricoma golf club with the golf logo right here, the PGA logo. And I'm just gonna float the backing. This material is pretty tough by itself. So once it's in the hoop, it doesn't really need to have backing in it, but you can float the backing in it just in case. So we're gonna open this up and here's my hoop. I'm gonna put it in here. Let's get rid of this first. Put that in there. And I'm gonna float the backing after. So let me just put that up here for now. So I want the design to be perpendicular to this white line here. So I'm gonna get it as tight as I can to this white line. Okay, the top of the bag is a little bit crooked, so it's not gonna line up here, but as long as this is perpendicular, we're good to go. So let's get that in here. I am going to be putting it in the machine this way, and this is something that I'm gonna have to hold while I embroider it. I just can't walk away from this, so I have to hold it while I'm doing it. So once I have it here, I'm gonna let the bottom clamp on. Make sure this is nice and perpendicular so it comes out straight. And then just let it go. And that's it really. This material is not stretchy at all. So the fact that this part didn't take, see that? It's not quite in there, it's no big deal. I'll just take you can either use cutaway or tear away, whichever you want, and I'm gonna float it on the inside, just like this. Okay? And with that, I'll be able to put my logo right here. All right, before we start, we always want to put a fresh bobbin. Let's take a look. This one is good. We'll be able to do this. This is a pretty full bobbin. It's about 90%, so we're okay. And you are gonna have to support this bag. So let's get it in here. Okay, perfect. All right, so for this pocket, I'm gonna choose the 8-inch design, and I labeled it 8, so I'm gonna select it and hit select. That's okay, let's pick the right hoop. We're gonna select the hoop, and we have the 5x10 hoop, which is this one. Let's select the hoop. Yes, all right, perfect. So there, our design is nice within the hoop. So we're gonna select the color, and the first color that it's gonna do is the orange, which is color number 1, and then it's gonna go to white, which is this color here. It's gonna do the white, and then it's gonna go to the green, which are the clubs, which is like a teal, like a seafoam green type of teal, and then we're gonna do the white for the actual golf ball. Now, I don't want it so high up on the bag. I want it a little bit closer to the binding, so I'm just gonna lower it just a hair. So I'm gonna bring the hoop forward or backwards so that the image comes forward, right about there. That looks good. So now it's time to trace. So once I've picked the design and got it centered, I am going to hold the bag because I don't want all that weight on the hoop or on the bracket arms. And also I don't want it to hit the legs. And I will hold these straps up or kind of tuck them away, but this is something that you can see I'm sitting down because I want to be nice and comfortable, because I'm going to have to babysit this thing the whole time and hold it, because unless you have a table that you can let it slide on, this is the only way to do it. So we are centered, we're perpendicular, we're right where we need to be. So now it's just a matter of, let's do the trace. We're going to lock it in place first, and now we're going to trace. So we're going to do the design trace so we know exactly where the design is going to lie. It's going to go to needle 1, and then we'll take a look. Okay, so now it's just a matter, we have a fresh bobbin, we have our design, all the colors have been picked, so now it's just a matter of letting it go. So here we go. And that looks really nice. So let me take it out. Perfect. So I'm going to, it's perpendicular to the ribbon, to the piping, so that's perfect. Now I'm gonna move the hoop over and see if I can do something here along this seam. So I'm gonna have to rotate the image about 45 degrees on the panel. But all we have to do is notice, you know, it came out really nice, and I just floated this, no problem. So I kind of want the image to be centered on the pocket, so I'm going to go a little bit deeper into the pocket and let this go over it. I still have plenty of room down here. And again, I'm going to let the bottom of the hoop go in first, and as it's falling down, I'm just going to kind of hold it tight. And look at that, that's perfect. It's going to allow me to get a little bit closer to the piping and make it more centered on the pocket there. So I think that looks great. First thing is we're going to take it off of embroidery mode, go back to our design, and I'm gonna go in my folder, and I wanna put the world tour on there and click select. Now I do want it to be somewhat angled, and that's about a 45-degree angle. So if I go to design settings, under the rotate tab, you can change the orientation of the angle. You can either do it one angle at a time or 1 degree at a time by 10 or 45. So in this case, I click the 45 and it puts it already in the 45. Notice it is coming off the hoop. That's not a big deal. We can just raise it forward a little bit. And once we put the bag in, then we'll be able to center it correctly. Let's do that design trace. Perfect. So now I can confidently hold it in place without having it to worry about hitting the hoop or anything. All right, this side of the bag is done. Let's take it out of the hoop. Oh, that's so nice. And look, I did not sew into the pocket. So you see, we're gonna tuck that back in there and it's gonna look so nice. Man, that's gonna be sweet. Look at that. See, it's aligned with the seam. It's right in the center of the pocket. The white letters go great with the white piping, so it's good to pick different accents from the bag so that it kind of matches. That's awesome. Now we're gonna work on this little pocket right here. All right, we're gonna work our way around the bag, and this time we're gonna make this, we're gonna do this pocket right here. And I'm gonna put Ricoma golf club right here. They're about 2 inches apart. We kind of did measure the bag before we did all this. And I'm gonna hoop this in my 5x5 mighty hoop. And one thing to keep in mind, the machine is going to be on this side, so I'm gonna introduce it this way and hang the bag on the inside. Okay, looks like it's pretty good right there. Just have to make sure it's centered. Oh, that's beautiful. Perfect. So we're almost there. We have one more pocket to do. Let's see what that's going to look like. Of course, we're going to cut this away, but check that out. Nice and centered, right in the middle. Perfect. That's nice. All right, we're all done with the design. I'm going to do the last pocket, but this hoop is a little bit too big to fit in the pocket, so I'm going to have to break it in half. So I took my design and I did it in 2 separate halves, and we're going to put them together using the 5x5 hoop. So let's take it out of embroidery mode. We're going to go to select our design. In the machine, we're going to go to my folder, and we're going to do the golf club part first. You see, the pocket was not big enough to accommodate this hoop, so we just had to break the design in half. So we're going to put it, just do one side at a time. So from here you can see that we are at the extreme end of the zipper. So now all I'm going to do is just slide this over, and I can still use that same backing, so I don't have to put more. I'm going to slide it over as far as it'll go and hoop that again. And we're going to put that logo right here. That's as far as it'll go. Yep, okay. If you want more information on all the products that we use during this episode, you can check us out at shop.ricoma.com, or we'll leave a link in the card above and in the description below. All right, guys, it's all done. Man, I'm so excited. Whew. Now we're gonna just trim all the backing off of it, but man, that looks fantastic. Look how nice that looks. That came out great. Oh, that looks beautiful. Let's see. So there's the bag. You know what? I think I'm gonna go play some golf. The bag turned out so good, I might even take up golf myself. And I'm really glad that you guys stuck around. Remember to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you know when we're making the next great content. We'll see you on the next one.